Hello there and welcome to my channel. What does your shadow self want you to know? Are you ready for today's reading? What will you find out about yourself? Maybe it's something you've denied, deemed as unacceptable, or is it just something you haven't seen yet? Keep watching if you dare. As you can see, there are 4 items laid out before you. Each item represents a personal reading. Your task is to pick one of them or more if you like. This will be reading number 1. This is an Ammonite. For reading number 2, we have a crystal quartz. For reading number 3, we have Prehnite. And finally, for reading number 4 is a piece of Petrified Wood. All right. There is no right or wrong way to pick. If you are having difficulty choosing, I suggest you pause the video and close your eyes for a moment and breathe. Meditate, if you wish, for a few seconds or a minute. And when you're ready, open your eyes and see which object or objects draws your attention first. Timestamps for each reading are in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and let me know which reading you picked and what you think in the comment section below. See you at your reading. Hi there, and welcome to your reading, group number 1. Do me a favor before we start. Click on that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for me. Let's get into it. All right. What is your shadow self trying to tell you? Spirit, please identify the shadow you'd like to reveal. What shadow will identify itself, Spirit, for group number 1? All right, we have fragmentation. Okay. All right, group number 1. I feel like you are being pulled in so many directions, and there's so much emotional. The word that came to mind is warfare, and I don't know if that's as strong. It might be how you feel about it. Like there's an emotional battle. There's people wanting things from you that you aren't sure you can give, or you're wanting some things out of people that they aren't able to give what you need, or there's just some kind of battling. It's an emotional battle, and it's got you fragmented because there is that part of you, that belief system that's set in that you deserve this, or whether it's you deserve time to think about your answer that somebody needs from you, or you deserve something from another person in your mind that maybe they're withholding, or they're delaying, or something. There's something you need, or there's something that somebody needs from you or a group of people, and you're just so fragmented because you've got a base belief system that you deserve, or you have a right, or you're entitled, or one way or the other, whether you need something or somebody needs something from you. And the universe is drawing this to you, showing this to you, because I think it's time to update what your belief systems are about what your rights are, about what other people's rights are, how relationships work, give and take, what it means to compromise and not just give over and submit, what it means to work together versus fighting each other out, and whoever wins, power play, power control games, that kind of thing. And it's just got you so like all over the place, inside, outside, that I feel like I can almost see you like trying to pull your hair out. So this is the universe challenging your belief systems about who and what you are, what your values are, what your beliefs are, that kind of thing. So let's find out, what does group number 1's shadow want from themselves, want from you? What does your shadow want from you, group number 1? Or how do you acknowledge this particular aspect? Tell us, Spirit, please. Okay. So with that, we've got moving forward. The first step is taken within our stillness. Okay. Okay. So there is a sense here of walking away from something important and feeling like you're going to be left alone in the desert to walk aimlessly. But if you look, there's a shadow of an eagle or some kind of bird of prey here. And I want to say that is a representation of a companion, a spiritual guide, an ancestor, somebody on the spiritual realm helping you and possibly even showing you a higher perspective. Because within this fragmentation, it feels like you're small and kept compact and maybe like in a box, and you're not able to see. And that's part of the fragmentation because you can't see your way out or see your way through this particular situation. Spirit is guiding you. That's what I see very, very strongly with this shadow of a bird. Again, being the shadow self too, this is kind of, there's a connection there too, but Spirit is there and is guiding you, and there's a reason why your beliefs are being challenged, or your ideas of what's right and wrong, or what you were taught, how you've grown up, what your family expects, what society expects, you know, those kinds of things. Those are the things that you'll have to go in within internally and look at and decide if you want to keep, if you want to change, if you want to destroy, if you want to just sit with it, watch how it plays out in your life. With different people, different situations. I mean, you're going to have to make all those decisions, but this is what ultimately you need to go within. And the first step is taken within our stillness. That's what the card says too here on the bottom. And so that tells me you're going to need to separate yourself from the people involved, separate yourself from the situation, the circumstance, the event, the place, whatever it is that the problem is. You'll have to just step back, gain a better perspective. And I think you do that by going within. If you don't have a meditation practice, start looking into it. Find out what it means, how you can make it work for you. Maybe you have a belief about what meditation is and it keeps you from trying it. Well, do a little bit of research and you might find out that it's not exactly what you're thinking. Again, that's a challenge to your belief system about how things work, about how reality works, about how relationships work, how your relationship with yourself works. All of that is going to be on the board, I guess, and you'll need to take some time to figure some things out for yourself. And then you can move forward. And you can go forward confidently, even though it looks like it's nothing but desert in front of you. It looks like you're going to be all alone in your progress or in your growth here. And you're not, because Spirit is with you. But you're also, not only are you seeing desert in front of you, but you're leaving desert behind, metaphorically speaking, because whatever you're in is not sustaining you or fulfilling you anyway. So you just have to keep going through what's left. Go within, make your choices and decisions about what your beliefs are, what needs to change, what needs to stay the same, what you need to hold on to, what you need to let go of, what you need to cleanse yourself of, whatever words or whatever works for you to help you take that step forward and go forward, even though the future doesn't look bright and wonderful and warm. More is on the way. Better is on the way for you once you do this. You just have to face that fear and face that loneliness that you might see looking out across the desert like this card suggests. All right. What kind of action or inspiration do you have for group number 1, Spirit? What can group number 1 do about the situation besides meditating, going within, taking a time out, secluding themselves, that sort of thing? All right, we have wisdom, learning, joy, art, and music. Okay, so I take this as you are possibly or probably somebody who is artistic in some way, whether it is drawing, painting, creating statues, music, creating music, listening to music, making instruments. Anyway, it's learning. So this is Spirit encouraging you to try something new. Put something in front of you on your journey that you are learning about that interests you, to keep you focused on the positive, because it can get to the point, it can be easy to where you're walking your path, right? You're dropping things that aren't helping you, you're letting go of certain maybe relationships, and you're getting to the point where it's feeling more and more like you're on your own. But you can fill those spaces, that void, with the things that you absolutely love to do. Maybe you are crafty and you haven't worked on your craft for years or decades. Whatever the case may be, something that you really, really, truly love and get a lot of joy from and learning about more and more is going to fill your heart and fill your soul and give you hope and strength, and feel like you are on the right path, or you're doing what is good for you. You're not succumbing to other people's demands or pressures, that kind of thing. You're doing for you, and there's a lot to learn about yourself in that, and to remember how good it feels to take care of yourself and your needs, and either one, not succumb to other people's pressures and ideas and beliefs, or two, putting your pressure, your beliefs on people, your ideas, what you find right and wrong, and pressuring other people to be what you think they should be, that kind of thing. Next we have idyllic times, the garden, paradise. Okay, so yes. This moving forward, even though it looks bleak in the future, with the desert, garden, paradise, joy, art, music, learning, these things are the key to turning things around for you, turning things around inside, being happy and joyous and optimistic again about yourself, about your life, about the direction you're going, about your job, about how you raise your kids, or whatever the reasons are for you. I love that there's actually a little butterfly in this person's hands, because to me, that's transformation. Butterfly is a classic symbol for transformation. This process transforms you from that fragmented, I guess that's more dragonfly wings, but still wings like a butterfly, from this fragmented, upset, can't get anything done person to idyllic times, being in the garden, paradise, joy, creating music, creating art of some kind, a craft, learning more and more, and just being happy, being yourself. And for the time being, if you're on your own, you're creating your best reality and your best future. All right, let's get some clarifiers, please. Spirit group number 1. What their shadow is trying to tell them. All right. First, okay, we have the Page of Pentacles, and this is under the fragmentation card. I feel like this card is telling me that you feel so unprepared for this kind of conflict or situation or event or relationship or something. You felt ill-prepared. You felt like a child in ways, but you thought you had enough information, or you thought you had what it takes to pursue or to be in a relationship or to pursue a particular, maybe this is about a job, a position at work, a parental role or a leadership role somewhere, or something that you've taken on that somewhere you knew you weren't fully prepared or didn't have the experience that you would have liked to, but I want to say you still felt like you could handle this. And now you're in that point where you're not so sure. And again, this is spirit guiding you and telling you, okay, maybe you do need to take a step back. Maybe you do need to do something like, let's say you just got a promotion and you're finding it out it's just too much work. Maybe you do need to step back down and observe or watch or learn more about the position that you want to take so you can feel better prepared to fulfill that and be able to handle all the pressures that are demanded of you, or handle how you put pressure on others. Maybe you don't work well with as a leader. That's where you're lacking in experience and understanding, and feeling like, because the page is more like younger, seeking energy, right? You haven't gotten the experience yet now, and you're seeking, you want to go experience things. So you wanted to, let's say, experience a leadership role at a job, or you wanted to experience being like a parent, or learning about something like that, like pretty major responsibility, or you're going into a relationship thinking you understand enough that you can muddle your way through in a way, in a sense. But you're finding out there's so much more, or there's so much pressure, so much more demands either way that you prior to this understood could be or could happen. Next, we have the Two of Swords, and this is under that moving forward. Okay, so yeah, this is a decision. Which way do you go? Do you succumb to the pressure? Or do you, if the pressure is on you and you just give in and submit, or if it's the other way where people aren't doing what you expect them to do, if you're in your leadership role and you're trying to tell people to get something done, or you're putting the pressure on, you're the one trying to get things done, and you have a belief that you have a right to maybe treat someone a certain way when they aren't acting, or when they aren't doing what they're supposed to, or you have a belief that you can say a certain thing or a certain phrase that's okay, but actually has been taken very seriously, or has been taken in a way that you didn't expect, because other people that you've been around understand better that phrase or that treatment. But now you're in a different situation, so you need to choose. That's the Two of Swords. So you're kind of stuck in your head, and in other tarot cards too, there's kind of almost a blindfold. So again, that tells me that you don't have quite the perspective needed to see maybe the whole picture, to see how everything is playing together and how everything works, and where one pulls away, others push, and back and forth energy, people working together, not working together. So it will be down to a choice. You've got to choose to go within, take that time, step back. That's your choice. Next, under wisdom, learning, joy, art, and music, you have the Devil. Okay. This is, for me, saying you feel bound, restricted, contained. There's some reason why you haven't been engaging in what makes you happy and what where you derive pleasure from. Learning something more about something that you like, or learning something new, completely new. You feel restrained, and you feel this is part of your belief systems too, and why you're so fragmented. You've forgotten that childlike part where you just everything, the world is a big open place, positive, and there's so many new things to try, but you've boxed yourself into maybe a corner, or into an idea of beliefs that you can't do this or that, or people shouldn't do this or that. And if they do, you have a judgmental aspect maybe on somebody. And that's what's the part of the problem that's hurting somebody or hurting yourself, because you're trying to push your beliefs or pressure somebody into doing something that they're not comfortable with, or vice versa. It's happening to you. People are putting pressure on you or trying to get you to do something that goes against your beliefs. But you're the one that feels trapped. You're the one that feels contained or chained to some idea. It's your choice here to change that. That's all up to you. And finally, under idyllic times, we have the Empress, the garden, paradise, which is perfect because the Empress is all about abundance, creativity, having enough, feeling good, feeling plenty, having plenty, right? Going from this fragmented energy to idyllic times, the Garden of Eden, the Empress, like I said, abundance and happiness, and again, almost a parental energy here. Maybe you are having difficulties parenting or being parented, and the ultimate lesson here is you are in control. You've got to make your choices. You don't have to feel so boxed in or contained or unable to explore what you want to explore. You've got the power to make choices, and you have the power to look at yourself, change your beliefs or ideas of what's right and wrong or not, and go forward transformed into more of who you really are, who you're meant to be, and enjoy the abundance and idyllic times in the paradise and garden that is due to you. Okay. All right, group number one, I think that's all the messages that I have for you. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment box below. Let me know that you watched this video. And thanks again for watching. And may the cosmos bless you with love and light. Namaste. Hi there, group number two. Welcome to your reading. You chose the crystal quartz here. All right, do me a favor before we get started. Click on that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Okay, let's get into it. What is your shadow self trying to tell you, group number two? Let's identify, Spirit, please. What shadow is affecting group number two currently? All right, we have Triumph of Lies. Okay. This to me, my first impression was there's a confusion, like lies, triumph of lies. I want to ask you, group number two, are you honest with yourself? Have you been honest with yourself? Is there something that you keep telling yourself that might not actually be true? Have you seen, let's say there's something you've been telling yourself, trying to cover something up, and it's worked and you're successful. You've got the relationship that you want, or let's say you got the position at your job that you wanted by filling yourself with lies and then giving those lies to the people around you. And you got that initial success, and maybe you have continued some of that behavior because it's worked. No one's getting hurt in your mind, right? Well, it feels like some of that has come crashing down now, and now you don't understand, like, what's going on? This worked. Why is everything falling apart now? Why don't I have the respect that I once had? Or why are people treating me this way? It's because you haven't been honest with yourself, and therefore you haven't been honest with others. This can be a pretty tricky thing to do because it's so easy to self-delude, and it's kind of a never-ending thing. I still catch myself with delusions, things that I don't want to see, or things that I don't want to believe are right or wrong, or people's behaviors has been acceptable up to this point. Certain behaviors in my family I thought was normal, and then you spend time with other people, or, in my case, I've spent time with other people, and some of the things how my family would treat other family members isn't so great and isn't acceptable when it comes to dealing with coworkers or peers or mentors or, people outside of that family group. And then I'm left scratching my head. Well, why doesn't this work? So I think that's a description that is kind of happening with you here is you've had success. You've had some things happen that worked in your favor. Everything seemed to be okay. And now things are starting to tumble and crash and fail. And you're wondering why. Well, let's find out let's acknowledge this. Spirit, help group number 2 acknowledge this particular shadow. And tell us what this shadow wants from group number 2. All right, so we have, false beliefs. Once the untruths that we believe about ourselves are illuminated, so are the ways we can release the false limitations they confine us to. Okay. This fits perfectly with what I was saying about that first card, false beliefs. So it may seem kind of harsh to say you're lying to yourself, but there's a belief about the lies that you've told yourself. This is part of denial, and this is why it's so hard and tricky and dangerous and hurtful to self and to others, because you're portraying false beliefs. People are believing in those false beliefs, and then something happens and they realize, and you realize, oh, that's not quite right. And it forces you to either look at yourself, make changes, or go deeper into self-denial. These are things that happen, and there's probably even a third choice. People probably start self-sabotaging because they realized they were doing something that was hurting people or themselves, and they don't know what to do or how to fix it or how to deal with it in a healthy way. But it says, once the untruths that we believe about ourselves are illuminated, and I think that's what's happening here for you, so are the ways we can release the false limitations they confine us to. So you are no longer confined. That's the good thing about finding out the denials and the untruths that we tell ourselves. We can free ourselves. We can unbind ourselves from whatever it is that we thought was true or right, and find a better way, find your own truth, and express that. All right, let's see what else. What can group number 2 do? What else can group number 2 do? What action or inspiration can you give, Spirit, to group number 2 about false beliefs and triumph of lies? Okay. We have sacred action, decisive focus. Okay. This is telling me you need to go straight to the heart of the matter. If there's more than one, do one at a time. Focus, like laser beam focus, and make that decision, and don't let anybody, anything, even your own inner critic, your own ego, get in the way of actually getting to the truth, getting to the bottom of what's really going on internally, and your perspective and what's happening. That's what you have control over, is your own reactions, your own ideas, your own beliefs. You can't control anything that's going on in the outer world. Decide and focus that you are going to clean up anything and everything inside you, so that you are closer to your truths, and that you are actually, even in a way, reprogramming your system to, you want to keep doing this and keep doing this, so that you automatically clean yourself up or not let yourself get in denial. Watch for the phrases that people say, or the things that happen that trigger you, that make you want to deny, or that make you want to, you'll see something about a situation, yourself, another person, and then you're like, nope, that's not true. You want to break that habit, and you want to create a new habit and create those new neural pathways. And I think that's part of what this is saying, and what Spirit is saying, is if you can decide and don't falter, decide to do this and stay super laser point focused, you can change your whole inner self, which changes your outer world too, your perspective and everything that happens in the outer world. And coming from a state of authenticity and knowing it because you've done the work and you have released those false beliefs, and you are no longer spreading, maybe not necessarily directly lies might be the wrong word, but making yourself seem better than what you are, or saying things that make you look stronger, or you've got things under control when you really don't, right? It's that those embellishments and stuff, getting a hold on that. Decide to see how much you may be embellishing or exaggerating way more times in way more places in way more conversations than you even realize. So just deciding, okay, I'm going to observe, how much do I embellish? How much do I exaggerate? Do those, just take time out just to observe yourself. The amount of information that you can learn about what it is you're doing, your behaviors that you weren't even aware of, it can be astronomical. And I'm speaking from my own point of view and watching, oh man, I have done things and said things that aren't exactly accurate, and I've gotten by on that for a long time. It's worked. There's certain things that we have to fill, like societally or in our family, and we all do it. We all make things up, and we all try to make ourselves seem better or more in control and than we really are. So this is just Spirit saying it's time to, okay, let's back up here for a minute and look at this and see what changes can be made, and to ultimately to just be happier and feel better about who we are or who we're portraying to other people. And I think that will also help you see more other people who are authentic, and you'll probably even see the behavior in other people too as you watch yourself, how much they embellish, how much they exaggerate, how much they make themselves sound great and wonderful when probably inside they're like feeling very small and insignificant. Next, we have summoning power, instinct, intellect, control. Okay, group number 2. You have some part of the reason why I think you've been so successful with your embellishments and exaggerations. You can summon a power. You have something within you that the average person doesn't. And I think working through these, you can get even more familiar with this power that you have. You can get even more comfortable. And I think you can make better choices on how to use it and how to bring it up when needed. There are times where, let's say you're in kind of a dangerous situation and you do need to look more intimidating. You do need to look bigger, or you do need to make sure that people know that they can't just walk all over you. Those times are needed and necessary. So there is a skill here for making yourself bigger and better than what is really happening. So Spirit is saying, don't just like get rid of it and think of it as bad and wrong. It's just reorganizing and understanding the better places to use that power versus just trying to get by and get people to think better of you or more highly of you, and being okay with just, that's more of a manipulation versus using a power for the betterment of yourself and the people around you and humanity and the planet Earth, whatever that means. Okay, let's get some more information. Let's get some clarification, Spirit, for group number 2. Further insight and clarification, please, Spirit, for group number 2. Okay, under Triumph of Lies, we have the Page of Wands. Okay. I want to say that this is about doing this from an innocent point of view. You started this probably when you were young. You started noticing patterns where if you acted a certain way in a certain situation when you were younger, you got the results that you want. In another situation, if you said a certain thing or said a certain phrase, or you were able to act or, say something that got you what you needed, you're able to use that again later in life. And you've just been doing this since you were probably school age, getting the things that you want. I mean, that's what we do as kids. We're trying to figure out, we're trying to learn how to get what we want. We're trying to learn how to communicate to people our needs, communicate to teachers, to peers, to parents, to family members, to other leaders or other people. And this is how we do it. And it's like what this is saying is that you've been doing this since school age, right? Since whatever reason, like puberty, when you started growing into your own self, making your own choices, this is where this behavior started. And there's no judgment here. This is just information to tell you this is where you started doing this kind of embellishment or exaggeration or saying things or doing things to get what you want out of people. So don't take this as a judgment. Take this as, this is the knowledge. This is where it began. This is where it started. This might be a place where you can go within and start looking at what happened and how you got where you are today. All right. Under false beliefs, we have the star. Okay. All right, group number 2. There is hope here. I understand facing some of the false beliefs, trying to change them or just deal with, there's like an emptiness once you kind of decide to make changes, look at yourself honestly and let go of some things. There's that void, that space, because you don't know what to fill with it yet. This is Spirit saying there's hope. You can definitely, you can choose there. Once you're in that void, in that space, you can now start a foundation of something that's more authentic, more real, and more compassionate and caring for yourself and understanding the depth of being more authentic and how it affects others around you, because others around you might start feeling like they want to be more authentic because they're seeing changes in you and they want to know, like, what's going on here. So have faith. Keep the faith that you're on the right track. And while it can be easy to look back on your choices and you might want to judge yourself, don't do it. Be compassionate. Be nurturing to yourself. Find someone that can listen and maybe help you feel more safe or more loved despite any faults or problems or issues that because of your embellishments or your exaggerations, the problems that you've created in your life. Just be compassionate and don't beat yourself up, and know that there's a lot of hope. Have faith. Even being the star, I feel like there's a point where you could look up at the night sky and wish upon a star. That kind of thing to help you get through the false beliefs and the lies and the embellishments and all the things that have created who you are up to this point. So yeah, there's an issue here almost of identity. And that can be really hard and scary to deal with. Like I said, if you decide to let go of some things, there's that void, that space, like, well, now what? What do I believe? What is right? What is okay? That kind of thing. All right, next, under sacred action, under decisive focus, we have 9 of Pentacles. This card, there's a lot of... This card is about being materially successful in a solitary way. And it's under this, decisive focus, under the sacred action. You are meant to be very abundant in the physical realm. that whether that means just money, I think it's more about items or assets or valuables. You have a lot of valuables, and I want to say your body too. You're very healthy, or you have, or you get over illness or disease quickly, because you getting in touch with who you really are and being more authentic makes you that much stronger. And I want to say it makes all of your systems, all of your body systems work together better and makes you more successful in the physical realm. Maybe you're better physically. Maybe you are a runner, or maybe you're a weightlifter, or something where your body, there's something about your body that makes you very abundant, or there's something that maybe others want because you are so lucky in your physical health, your physical body, the way it looks, the way it's shaped. Somehow that has to do with your abundance. Maybe that's part of where the embellishments or the exaggerations come in. Maybe you've used your body too much to get to the places that you want to be, or get to the relationships that you want to have, and now it's in conflict. But you are meant to be very abundant and successful, and deciding to really focus on releasing those false beliefs and being more authentic is just going to make you even more successful, more abundant. But it feels like in the future, what's coming to you isn't better physical health, but more physical valuables coming your way. Probably money, maybe a better job, maybe a promotion at work, maybe starting your own business, something like that. Something like that is coming your way, deciding to be more authentically you. And then finally, under summoning power, we have 5 of Pentacles. Okay. I want to say, I think you have been putting out there that you are happy, successful, you know lots of people, you have a big friend group, you have lots of acquaintances, and you have a lot of people around you. You're always, maybe you're social butterfly, but really internally, the truth, you do feel like a very solitary individual. I want to say deep down, there is a lot of loneliness, and you're trying to overcompensate it for making yourself sound better than what you really are, with embellishments and exaggerations. And you're covering up how isolated you feel, maybe victimized, or just desolation, and feeling, even though you have a great body, feeling lame in a way, or feeling not good enough in the physical body. Maybe there's 1 or 2 things about your body that you don't like, but everybody else is like, you have a great body, you are in great physical health, and you've got so much going on for you. And in your mind, this is part of the false beliefs. It's not perfect yet. You don't have the right size butt, or you don't have the like your jawline isn't chiseled correctly, or any number of things. I think realistically, it's time to look at yourself realistically. Yeah, maybe you have 1 or 2 things that aren't perfect, but that doesn't mean you're flawed for those reasons, and that doesn't mean you can't be loved or appreciated or wanted. But I think underneath all of this, what's happening here is truly you feel like a solitary individual, you feel lonely, and it's time to address some of that and really become the person you're meant to be. Because there's something about you have some kind of power that I think can get a lot of things done for you. And like I said, I think you've used it in a way that isn't the best choice in how to use what you have to get what you want. I think you've gone more on the manipulative side, and now it's time to relook at everything, reset, reorganize, choose to make better choices, and be more aware of your behaviors and attitudes and expressions and thoughts and all that kind of stuff. All right, group number 2, I think that's all the messages that I have for you. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know that you watched this and what your thoughts are. But thanks again for watching, and may the cosmos bless you with love and light. Namaste. Hi, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. You picked the Prehnite here. All right, do me a favor before you go and click on that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get into it. What is your shadow self trying to tell you, group number 3? Identify what shadow does group number 3 need to know about, please, Spirit. Okay, we have downcast pride. Okay. Group number 3, is there something that is making you feel bad for who and what you are? There is a pride. You have a sense of regality or royalty or upperclassmen, and I don't like to say stuff like that, but there's a sense about you that you carry yourself high. There's things in there that make me think that you may not want to admit this to yourself, and I'm sure you don't admit to others, but a sense that you feel higher or better than other people. And while there is some truth in, there is a truth that some people are more equipped to be leaders or more equipped to deal with more difficult or larger problems. That doesn't make that person a better person. It doesn't make them higher or more valuable than another person. But there is something to levels of capacity, intelligence, behavioral stuff, like emotions. Like there's definitely people who are more equipped to deal with certain things than others. And all those positions and all those different types of people are needed for all the different things that happen in the world. And I want to say there is a sense that, like I said, internally you feel better than others, but at the same time, somebody or something has happened to make you feel bad and downcast, like looking down upon yourself. You have this duality about you that you maybe in some way in your mind you deserve more, deserve better. You work harder, you're smarter, whatever your categories are or whatever your identifiers are that make you feel better, stronger, higher. These things are true. Maybe you are stronger than another person. Maybe you are smarter than someone else that you work with. But you've been made to feel bad about that for some reason. And some of it, or this has been going on over time. It's like you've been slowly seeing that you kind of, I want to say in some instances, maybe have a chip on your shoulder or look down your nose at certain people or certain groups or certain behaviors, or there's a judgment there. And while that can be not so helpful in relationships and things, right? And working with people, you do have there is something about you that is above the average person. However, something has happened and now you almost feel bad about having pride in who and what you are. So it's a really difficult position to be in, and the roots of this issue or problem run deep. This isn't something that can be just magically fixed, right? You don't have a fairy godmother that come and tap you with her fairy wand and make everything better. There is what I want to say here. There is a lesson to learn balance, or to learn that while you might be a cut above others in intelligence or ability to speak to people or ability to inspire or whatever it is that you're above, doesn't make you better. And learning how to take criticism too. There's something about that in there, so that you don't feel so bad when, or not taking it so personally when people are saying or telling you or have told you, knock it off, or don't act like that, don't talk to me like that. Maybe you're condescending and don't know it when you talk to certain people or in certain situations. So be more self-aware, but let's get some more information. Let's find out, what does your shadow self want from you, or how do you acknowledge this for group number 3? What lesson needs to be learned here? Circles. Clarity begins in the eye of the storm. Okay, so yeah, you've been going in circles and circles and circles, trying to get a better grip or better understanding of what's really going on. And it seems like the more you circle, the deeper maybe like the depression gets, or the down, looking down upon what's going on, or looking at yourself, or feeling hopeless, feeling like defeated. There's a sense of defeat, and you're never going to get the respect that you think you need, or that you want, because you feel there's some part of you that feels like you're, like I said, the next level up, you're higher up, you're better, and you're not getting the respect and the treatment that you want or think you deserve. And you're just going in circles. So clarity begins in the eye of the storm. So yes, you're in this storm. You're in a difficult place. It's hard to really see what's going on. But what this is telling me is that it's almost like you have to, if you're like in a whirlwind, right? You have to go all the way to the center and come all the way down and land. So in a sense, almost hit rock bottom. Then you will start being able to see what's been happening. And I don't want to say, you can say who's to blame for this, or who did this, like you did this, that, it's not about blame or placing blame. It's just about clarity and seeing, oh, I said this and I talked to this person in this way, and I didn't realize that I was talking down to them, and they took it in a way that at the time you didn't understand. You're like, why is this person getting so upset at me? I'm just telling them what they need to know. Once you kind of like, you're done circling, you've hit the rock bottom, and you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make this better. I don't know what's wrong with the situation. I don't know what's wrong with my point of view, that kind of thing. Those things will come. You'll be able to look at the situation or the event or whatever happened and be like, oh, I see. I spoke this way, or I said this, or I acted this way, or I got emotional about this when it wasn't appropriate, or, all of those kinds of things. That's when it'll start becoming clear. So if by the time you get to this reading and you're not in that eye of the storm where it's calm finally, you're going to get there very soon, and you'll get a chance to actually see what's been circling around you instead of being in the circle, in the mess, right? You're in the center now, and you can see everything going around and make different decisions because you have a different perspective. All right, what else can group number 3 do? Or what kind of inspiration do you have, Spirit, for group number 3 regarding this shadow aspect? We've got innovation, new creations. Okay. With this new knowledge, or with when you get to that point where you're at the center of the storm and you're actually starting to see making different choices and decisions, new innovation comes with it, new creations, new ways of dealing with other people, new ways of dealing with, new creative ways of helping yourself be a better person and to treat people not according to how you think they're classified, or knowing and understanding that we all have our strengths and weaknesses and no one is better than the other. And when you get to that place, new ideas come through, new ways of expressing, new ways of interacting with coworkers, with family members, with social groups, with friends, with close relationships. And I feel like it'll almost be like a 180 switch, right? You'll be able to like come up. I feel like things will just flow for you. What was a problem before, you'll think about it from this new perspective. Oh, okay. And you'll have an answer. It won't even be a problem. It'll just, things will just come to you much more easier. You'll feel more in the flow. And I think people will even feel like it's easier to be around you. I think more and more people will want to know. You'll be more open and you'll have new ideas, and I think you're going to be more expressive, but you're not going to be condescending, or you're not going to be treating people, why don't you get this? Something along those lines that can be off-putting, that maybe you didn't realize before was off-putting. And then we have guide, the illuminated path. So this is the right path for you. This is Spirit telling you they're illuminating this path. This is the way to go to be your best you, ultimately, but also to get yourself out of this circle, this situation. You're caught in this circular thinking, and you can't figure out what's wrong, why you can't make it better, why people aren't listening, why, all of these things that are going on. But getting to the center of the storm and being able to look at all the stuff that's circling around your head versus being in the circle. I hope you understand the difference. Or if you're not in the center of the storm, you're able to like step back and look at the big storm and be like, oh, and get new insight and understanding of what's actually been happening. All right, let's get some more clarification, please, Spirit, for group number 3. Let's get some further insight, please, on how to deal with this particular shadow aspect. And I had a card drop, so that's the one we'll use first. It is the Lovers. Okay. The Lovers under downcast pride. Okay, so this tells me that it's possible that a lot or a big portion of this making you question yourself, or just feeling bad for being not a higher person, a higher value person. That doesn't sound right either. You have a lot to give. You have a lot to share. And so there's more value in that. And you're feeling like you're being made bad. Somebody's making you feel bad for being more. Not better, but more. And I want to say a major portion of this is from a very close person, a possible soulmate, or, a life partner, a spouse, a significant other. It's somebody very, very close to you that means so much to you. Their opinion means so much. And maybe you're getting most of it from that person, and you want to make it better and you don't know how. And you're getting frustrated because you're not, again, you're caught in the circle. You can't come up with ideas or solutions to problems because you're just stuck in this circle, and this person keeps telling you something that this needs to get better, or I don't like it when you talk to me this way, or I don't like it when you treat me this way. And again, you're caught in the swirls of circles. So that's what's so hurtful, is because it's somebody so close, that it's so trusted and so loved and wanted in your life and a part of your life, that it hurts a lot. But it's good, because you can now you can look at yourself, look at what's happening, and make better choices for yourself. Again, it is the path for you. This is Spirit saying this is the path for you. And you get to come up with new ways of living life, being abundant, problem solving, conflict resolution, that kind of thing. Under the circles, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so the Seven of Pentacles is about patience and reaping what you sow. Sometimes it can be about not being patient and getting so frustrated and not thinking you're going to ever get the things that you're looking for or wanting. And I can see that with being in circles and being frustrated, and again, not being able to come up with solutions to problems, not being able to see what this other person is saying truly, or just being caught up in circular thoughts. This is also talking about, like I said, you reap what you sow. So make that choice, that decision. Okay, I need clarity. I'm going to get clarity. And I want to see this from a different perspective. I think that's really what needs to be asked of the universe, or of God, or Spirit, whatever your belief system is. Or you're just going to spiral till you get to that point where you hit rock bottom, or you can't fight anymore. So something breaks down, and you can step back and look at things from a different perspective. But it's going to take a little bit of time, and that's what this card is talking about. You can have the things that you want, and you can come up to solutions, but it's just going to take a little bit of time. You're going to have to work through the things that you need to work through so that you can get to a different perspective. Next, under innovation, we have Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so Eight of Pentacles is about a skill or a craft, and working on it, and keep working on it till it brings something to fruition, or that it brings something that helps the situation or helps you, or even this could get to a point if you're actually physically creating something, working really hard on something. It could be something that can turn into a monetary gain. I don't see that as a major part of this reading. I feel like that's looking way out into the future. First of all, we just got to get to something that you are working on and crafting and creating and bringing to the world that brings you peace, brings peace to your relationship, brings peace to all your interactions with people around you, and peace to yourself about who and what you are, what level you are, what you deserve as far as being treated, how you treat others. And again, it's next to that Seven of Pentacles. So keep working at something that helps you, or helps the relationship, helps your attitude or your perception or your belief system, and keep working on it, keep refining it, it's a skill. You keep crafting, and you keep trying new things, and keep getting it better and better and better. And like I said, it's underneath the new creation. So I think things are going to start coming to you, ideas, and you're going to try different things, and it'll get exciting. And eventually, yes, you will get what is coming, what is due to you. And then finally, under the illuminated path, we have the King of Cups. Okay, see, I can see this card as, again, like I said in the beginning, you have a sense of regality, of royalty, kingship, right? Queenship, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. This card proves to me that this is true, and through this process, because it's the cups, and cups is emotions, you will have emotional mastery, and you will be on your path. And I do think later on, farther down, whatever this is that you're working on can become a monetary, or at least bring you items or valuables of some kind. Like maybe there's a trading system. Maybe you create something that you trade with somebody else, that you get, right, a bartering system, whether it's you, maybe you're selling stuff and you make money, or you're trading, but you're on your way to just being completely content, feeling fulfilled, and having a mastery over your emotions that right now you currently aren't experiencing because you're going through all of this stuff, circling. And I do see that as the confusion and belief system that keeps you a little bit separated from the group, because like I said, there's a part of you that feels better than others. Whether you are really aware of that consciously or not, there is some part. But none of that matters, because I think you're going to bring something to the world that is really unique. And I think because you are going through kind of a humbling situation here, that's going to give you what you thought you deserved to begin with, as somebody who feels like they're higher than others. So it's like once you come down to their level, then you're going to have people like following you or asking your advice, because you're now the king of cups, right? You've got all this experience, and all, you have advice to give, and you understand things. It's like then you're going to have the people that look up to you and are really going to give you what you thought you deserved to begin with, but it's going to be under a much healthier context than where you are now, and just thinking you deserve to be treated a certain way when you haven't earned it. This way, this path lets you earn that, okay? All right, group number 3, I think that's all the messages that I have for you. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment box below. Let me know that you watched this particular reading. Other than that, thanks again for watching, and may the cosmos bless you with love and light. Namaste. Hello there, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. You chose the Petrified Wood piece here. All right, so do me a favor before you leave, click on that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and let's get right into it. All right, what does group number 4 Shadow Self have to say? Let's identify what shadow aspect is coming through. Spirit for group number 4, please. I'm going to go with that one. All right, so we have Parasite. Okay, group number 4. My first initial feeling, I had this like, oh, my stomach is upset, feeling like parasitic, like a parasite feeding off of somebody, and not being able to do, like, it's like I feel like there's a parasitic value or something about what you see yourself as being parasitic, and you don't know what to do about it. You don't have any idea of how to change that behavior, to change that belief, and it's causing harm with your relationships. I think particularly probably with one particular relationship that is, in your mind, you don't want to be clingy. You don't want to be so needy. Almost like a sense of codependency, and you're aware of it, and it's driving you nuts because you don't want to have this aspect of yourself. You don't want to show this. You don't want this to be a part of your relationship. But I feel like it is coming out. It is showing. There's problems in the relationship. Maybe this other person is starting to ask you questions or is wondering about certain things, and it's triggering that, and you're like, oh no, I'm being like this, or they see me as this, and you don't feel like you're being parasitic, but you're afraid that someone else, this other person, is. And I feel like this is something you've dealt with before in another relationship, or you've had other people tell you, like, get away, you're too clingy, or you're too needy, and you don't want that to happen again. You don't like how people treat you or talk to you when they get to that point, and you don't want to be that person. So you're struggling with that aspect of yourself. Let's find out some more. What does your shadow, what does the group number 4 shadow want them to know? And how can you acknowledge this shadow aspect? What does this parasitic idea want from group number 4, please, Spirit? Eternal gatekeeper. Acknowledge, assert, and protect what is right for you. Okay. I think Spirit is asking you to stand your ground, to really know what it is you want and need, setting really good boundaries, and assert them and protect what is right for you. So in this fear of being too codependent or too needy or parasitic or being seen as a parasite, it is causing a lot of problems, and you're not able to assert what it is that you need. You haven't acknowledged, I think, what you need and what you want out of a relationship, out of yourself, out of life. So there could be some time you're going to need to step back, take some time and figure out those types of things, and come up with boundaries and ways that help you make good decisions for yourself, and not based in fear that somebody thinks you are codependent or thinks that you are too needy. I think maybe you might be a needy person. That doesn't necessarily disqualify you as being a good partner in a relationship. I think it just has to do with communication and being able to communicate your needs and wants and desires in a way that lets the person decide and choose, instead of like holding on and grabbing and telling that I need this. And it's how you go about it. It's your approach. When it comes to telling people what you need and want, but also your approach to taking care of yourself and holding your boundaries and not letting people walk all over you. So that means there's a type of thinking where, well, okay, I'll let people do what they want, but that means when I need something, they're going to give me what I want. And that's the fatal thinking there. That won't work. That doesn't work in relationships. All right, let's find some inspiration. What action can group number 4 take, please, Spirit, regarding this particular shadow aspect? So we have portal, infinite mind, awakening consciousness. Okay, so you will be starting to see your part in how people are treating you and talking to you, and you're feeling victimized or feeling like you don't understand why people treat you the way they do. You are starting to come into understanding why that's happening. And it's done through knowing yourself and asserting your needs, asserting what is right for you, your boundaries. And it starts actually before asserting any of that, acknowledging it within yourself, finding it, acknowledging it, processing it, owning it. Okay, these are the things that I need. These are the boundaries that I have. This is as far as I'm willing to go before I say no to whatever somebody else wants. And this is, if I want something from somebody, you're more aware, the infinite mind, your awakening consciousness, you're aware, okay, I'm feeling extra needy. And if I just act on this, I'm going to come across as being very codependent, very needy, and it's going to come across in a way where the other person doesn't have choices. They either need to respond to you and give you what you want or walk away. So you're waking up to the idea, okay, yes, I'm feeling very needy. There's something I need, but I need to take a minute to figure out what it is and being able to explain it and communicate it, and then letting that other person choose what they want to do with that information about you. Now they can still choose, well, I'm not dealing with that. That's your problem. And that is a possibility. But being aware of that, I think maybe when you have needs and they're so bad and you get rejected, it just breaks you. It's just like a horrible thing. And again, you're not understanding why. So this is a good thing. You're opening up. Your mind is waking up. You're seeing different things. You're seeing your part that you're playing that's causing some issues for yourself. And you are waking up and you are being more broad and you're seeing more perspectives and you're seeing how your behavior affects others and how other people are treating you and what's okay and where your boundaries lie in that too. Deep emotions, unknown feelings, past life influences. Okay, this is part of the problem. You don't know what's going on. You don't understand the emotions that you're feeling. You're just reacting and putting it on a person outside of you, right? Or putting it on people, or putting it on your family or your significant other, right? And you're wanting them to do things for you or to save you or to give you all the right advice, give you the right answers right now. And it's not realistic. So this is about grounding, learning, acknowledging your own feelings, your own things that you need to take care of yourself, applying it, processing it, asserting what's right for you. And with past life influences, this may trigger something for you because I want to say this might be a karmic cycle that you've done this in past lifetimes. You've been trying to figure out this particular karmic cycle, this particular lesson. And I feel like you are getting closer and closer, and with actually going within and finding out your unknown feelings, your deep emotional feelings, and what it is that you need for boundaries, both for how far you're willing to go and how far you're letting people come into you, to make better choices and to understand where you stand, where other people stand, that awakening consciousness. I feel like this is a sign, this is Spirit saying you're on the verge and you can finally kick this cycle. You have a chance, an opportunity here to break this karmic cycle that has gone on in past lives. It's going on in this life. And I feel even a certain amount of excitement from Spirit that you're on your way. This can happen. You have a choice. You have an opportunity. And so Spirit is excited and is encouraging you to actually do it this time, to go through the work, to go through the steps, to work through your pain, to work through your sorrow, and work through anything that is keeping you from that awakening consciousness and really understanding your deep emotions, your needs and wants and desires, and actually getting them filled in a healthy, communicative way. All right, let's get some more clarification, please, for group number 4. What other insight or clarification, please, can you give, Spirit, for group number 4 for this shadow aspect? We have strength. Okay. This is Spirit. You've got what, even though it feels really horrible and it feels like you've been stuck in this for a long time, which you have, according to this card, you have the strength. This is Spirit, again, encouraging you. You have the strength. You can do this. You are the mouse, and you can look at that snake in the face, in the eye, and break through this particular karmic cycle that you are currently in. No matter how small you feel and no matter how big or dangerous the danger in front of you seems, you have what it takes. You have the inner strength, you have the physical strength, you have the emotional strength, you have the spiritual backing, you got your guides behind you helping you the entire way through. And there is no reason why you can't be successful this time around. Now I'm getting the sense that maybe you take a few steps with this opportunity. There will be another opportunity if you don't get through every single step. You will have another relationship, or you will have another instance where this will come up again, and you'll be able to be that much farther ahead. Like, oh, okay, I see what's happening here. There might be something that I didn't actually process fully through. So what is it? So don't get discouraged if you don't get the perfect house or the perfect life or the perfect partnership or anything at the in the next 30 days, because, well, that's unrealistic too, but you are working towards that. And whatever, don't feel like there's a sense of, what if I miss something? Well, maybe you miss something, but you're going to be learning certain lessons at least this time through, and you'll have another opportunity to learn the next set of lessons if you don't get all the lessons in this particular situation or this relationship. Don't worry about any of that. Just keep working, keep going through, keep expanding your mind, and keep getting to those unknown feelings and working through that karmic cycle and breaking that pattern. Next, we have the Knight of Wands. And this is under the Eternal Gatekeeper. So there's a fiery passion with this. When I see this, like, acknowledge, assert, and protect what is right for you, there's a little bit of fear with that. How does that work? How do I do that? There's a passion, or when you start doing this, a passion will rise up to you, a spark, a fire, and it'll start moving pretty fast. And I feel like you get a certain amount of success and you will like push your way through, right? You will bulldoze anything, and you'll really like hold on to this idea of boundaries and asserting what is okay and right for you, and not letting other people cross the boundary, or not letting yourself go over a boundary that you've put into place for reasons that are good and strong, and you know better, even though you might be tempted to like, oh, I'll let this one slide. Nope. You have that fire, that passion, and you are really, I feel like while coming into this, it's scary. You don't know how to assert and protect what is right for you. When you get to that point, there's no way anybody's stopping you. There's just, you have got it. You've got like a really good grip on it, and you understand what makes you tick, how to communicate your needs and wants, and how to understand other people and what they need and want. And there's just this huge passion of really being happy and knowing yourself and knowing what you're capable of, and knowing that you've had the power all along, to the power and the strength to make the changes that you've needed. And because this is probably part of past life, that's why it's so passionate, because you've been struggling with some of this for so long that you finally have the key, right? You can finally open that door and go through it. And it just gives you that overwhelming sense of, it's like being a teenager or in your 20s, and you just feel indestructible. I can do anything. Nothing can harm me now. And so that's a great place to be. And I'm excited and want to see that. Like, you'd be somebody that no one's going to mess with, because you give off this air of, I'm me. I know what my boundaries are. I know what makes me tick. I understand how to communicate, and you can't walk all over me, no matter how hard you try. I will see it, I will catch it, and I will stop it. So there's a lot of power, self-empowerment here. Under Portal, we have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is success. It is recognition. This lemur is like on a pedestal, right? With all these other little lemurs, like, yay, seeing your accomplishment, your achievement. having that awakened mind. This is under the portal, right? The infinite mind, awakening consciousness. There's that success, and you're on a pedestal. You're riding through a crowd of people. People see it, recognize it. That's what I was talking about earlier. People are not going to be able to tear you down or treat you like crap. And I feel like this is a chance of actually being life-changing for the rest of your life. If you are able to really go through this process and really heed everything and create those boundaries and have that communication that just makes you rock solid, and nothing nobody says or does can break that, okay? Under deep emotions, we have 9 of Pentacles. So yes, you are meant to be very abundant. You work hard. You're working very hard to get this abundance and to feel fulfilled, and like you've broken this cycle, and now you can live a life that you are more meant to live more freely, live more carefree, happier, more fulfilled, influencing others to do the same. There's a sense of satisfaction in that too. And your wealth and your abundance is all self-built. And so there's a strong foundation there too, that nobody is going to be able to wreck you ever again. No one's ever going to be able to put you down, and you know it, and you carry it, and you express it, and people are going to want to be a part of that too, okay? So know that you are on the right path. Know that you are capable of great change and of being the happiest version of yourself that you can be in this lifetime. You've got what it takes to get through it and break this particular cycle, okay? All right, group number 4. I think that's all the messages that I have for you. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Really let me know what you think if you that you watched this this video number 4, and let me know what you think. Other than that, thanks again for watching, and may the cosmos bless you with love and light. Namaste.